Good morning, this is Alex for York Buddhist Centre, and we're here today to do the body awareness meditation. So we'll wait a few minutes till people start to join us, and then we'll start. So if you're watching on catch up, then you might want to scroll forward, say 5-6 minutes. So it's really good to be back. I've just come back from a fabulous solitary retreat. So I regularly go on retreats, and there's all kinds of retreats that you can go on. There's various meditation centres all around the country. Where you can go to and you can meditate as a group, and there's yoga meditations where you do meditation and yoga, and gardening retreats and study retreats and all sorts. So there's usually something for everybody's taste, but every so often it's really good to do a solitary retreat. Good morning, Chris, and good morning, Philippa. So every so often it's really good to do a solitary retreat, just to get away from the emails and the texts and social media and the news. And I just took myself off to a cabin in Derbyshire, and it was absolutely gorgeous. We were surrounded by hens and grumpy geese and sheep. It was absolutely fabulous. And it was just time, just a time for me to sit and reflect and meditate and did lots of body scans, and do a little bit of study, a little bit of reading. And with me, I took a book called the Dhammapada, which is the sayings of the Buddha. It's only a small book. It's that small, you could read through it in a day if you wanted, but it's something really poetic about it that you want to savour it and take your time off of it. So I thought I might do a few, a few little poetic verses out of there for our start. So good morning, Philippa, good morning, Lynn, good morning, Andrea, and good morning to Sagrabala, and to Jane, welcome to joining us, and good morning, Julie. And good morning, Rose. Everybody's coming in really eager on a Monday morning. So yeah, it was a really fabulous solitary retreat. Oh, good morning, Isabel. It was a really fabulous solitary retreat, and a lot of the time I just spent sort of sat outside watching the animals, actually watching animal antics, and just watching the trees, and just having a really sort of quiet space for myself. It's really good. And when you come back, I find that you kind of come back with fresh eyes. Everything seems brighter and bolder, and it just kind of reboots. It reboots everything. And I was really lucky that this cabin that I stayed in, it was based on a dana economy, which dana means generosity. So it was pay as much as you could afford, or pay as much as you felt it was worth. Sort of a lot of the centres and events are run on a dana economy. So if you would like to make a donation, because people who are running this are doing it for free, they're doing it voluntarily and giving up their time, and there are overheads to pay, like the electricity bill and IT bills and things like that. So there is a link at the end of the description if you would like to make a donation. It doesn't even have to be a big one, even if it's only 50p. It all helps. So good morning, Jenny. So I had a fabulous solitary, and managed to sort of calm down and just reflect on a few things, and it was really good. At the time you don't necessarily notice it. It's when you come away that you think, oh yes, shoulders have gone down, feel a lot more relaxed. I was halfway through doing my year-end accounts when I left, so somehow that doesn't seem quite as big a mountain to climb. It's just paperwork, whereas before I was going, I was like, oh, can't go on solitary, I've got to get these accounts done. And I knew I wasn't going to, so I just left the accounts behind and took myself off, and it was really, really beneficial. So yeah, so hi, it's Alex here for York Buddhist Centre, and today we're going to be doing the body awareness. So I'll just give it another minute or two to let other people join us. So I'm not actually based in York, I'm based in Sheffield, but I am actually going over to York tomorrow, so it literally will be a hi from York. But here in Sheffield today, it's a bit meh, bit grey, bit grizzly, but it seems to have been a bit like that all week, where it's a bit grey in the morning and then it brightens up in the afternoon. So yes, welcome to a new week, a fresh canvas for us to start with. And now's a good time just to have a quick check around to make sure you've got everything that you need to meditate comfortably, whether that be, I don't know, extra blankets, cushions, a cup of water, tissues, whatever you need. Now's the opportunity to nip and get them before we start. And for the rest of us, if we want to set ourselves up in a comfortable position, and that might be sat in a chair, it might be laying on your bed, it might be lying on the floor, it might be sat on cushions or kneeling at cushions. So whatever works for you. And I would, sort of suggest, if you're new to this, to mix it up a bit and try different ways, because I always used to think, I could never meditate lying down. And I tried it a few times and it just wasn't for me. But then something over lockdown, I was just at home. I just one day just put my yoga mat out and a pillow, a cushion under my head, and I did the body scans, and it just, wow, it was just so different. It was just so grounding. So sometimes trying different strategies can just help reawaken things, aliven things. So yeah, so make sure you're comfortable. If ever you are in a posture and you feel uncomfortable, the whole point of this is not to sit for 25-30 minutes in discomfort. Please do adjust your posture and wriggle around. It's fine to sort of have a bit of a wriggle and move yourself, or even if you've got back problems, stand up to meditate or sit down again. Whatever works for you. Be comfortable is the main thing. And I think in order to be comfortable, it's just practice. And again, it's just mixing it up and trying different postures to see what works for you. I can meditate sitting down for quite a while, but if it's too long, I do need to sort of lay on the floor, sit back on my chair, sometimes stand up behind my chair. I'm a bit of a wriggler. So anyway, we'll make a start. So if you'd like to get yourself comfortable, you don't have to close your eyes to meditate, but I would recommend, if you've got your eyes open, just to gaze down, try and find a fixed point on the floor and gaze down at the floor, because if you sort of got your head up, you tend to be caught up by whatever's around you, and it's easy for your attention to be drawn away, and before you know it, you, I don't know, having fond memories of a photograph or ticking other things off on your to-do list. So this is carving a little bit of space out for ourselves. And this is, our intention to sit for a little while and just relax our bodies and just do a nice gentle body scan, a gentle body awareness. So if you'd like to get yourselves comfortable, and either close your eyes or lower your gaze to the floor. And you can either meditate with your hands on your knee, or sort of have them folded, whatever works for you. But it's good to kind of balance your hands on your knee or even on a cushion. It takes the strain off your shoulders a bit. So this is just a couple of verses from the Dhammapada, which is the sayings of the Buddha. We are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts we make the world. Speak or act with an impure mind, and trouble will follow you, as the wheel follows the ox that draws the cart. We are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts we make the world. Speak or act with a pure mind, and happiness will follow you as your shadow, unshakable. So if you just get yourself ready and just feel that you're here with the intention just to have a little bit of time to yourself to do a body meditation. And just be aware of the room that you're in, the temperature of the room, the sounds that you can hear. You might be able to hear traffic outside, or people getting ready for work. You might be able to hear the fan on your computer. Might be able to hear a clock ticking. And just take a deep breath in and out. And just think we're here and we're now. And we're just going to give these few minutes over to do a body meditation. So you can ask yourself, how are you feeling today? What is the feeling tone inside your body? You might be sleepy still. You might be wide awake and raring to go. Might be a little bit fidgety, restless. Or you might be a bit splodgy and a bit, I'd like to go back to bed. Whatever we're feeling is okay. We might have a flavour of happiness or grumpiness, or we might feel nothing at all. You might feel quite neutral at the moment. Today's a blank page and we've not even started it yet. Whatever you're feeling is absolutely fine. Just sit with those feelings. Don't try and change them. Just acknowledge what you're feeling. And then I like to do a quick body check-in. All the points of our body where we usually feel tension. Just do a quick check on your shoulders, let them relax. Your arms, let your stomach soften. Letting go of any tension in your thighs. All the usual places that you might feel tension or tightness. And just try and soften them. You probably can't get rid of them, but we can soften them. Or we can note the areas that feel a bit tense and a bit tight. And just acknowledge that. And it's good just to keep checking in with those regular areas of tension at any point during the meditation. And just keep trying to relax them and soften them and open them up a little bit more each time. So starting with the face, and try and soften your eyes. If they feel as though it's difficult to keep them closed, or they feel tight, you can either open your eyes wide or scrunch your eyes up and then just let them relax. If at any point you ever feel uncomfortable, it's absolutely fine to open your eyes. You can do this meditation with your eyes open or closed, or half open and half closed, whatever suits you. And then we go to the jaw. Very often we hold a lot of tension and we clench our jaw a lot of the time and we don't even realise we're doing it. So if you can just let that jaw soften. Again, if you're really tensing your jaw, you could always do a big yawn. Try and help it to loosen up that way. And your tongue should be soft. It should be just like touching the roof of your mouth. Just let your tongue relax. Depending on how you breathe, you could have your lips a little bit open. Or you could just have a gentle smile on your face. They say it takes less muscles to smile than it does to frown. With your chin, you could have it slightly tucked in. And your head is upright on your shoulders. In a nice gentle vertical posture. We're not being stiff or sergeant major like. We're just trying to sit with a good posture so that our shoulders and back won't hurt. And you can bring your attention to the breath. Just breathing naturally. It's not forced. And you could notice the sensation of the breath as it enters your nose or on your lips. It might be cool as you breathe in and then warmer as you breathe out. And then down to our shoulders. Try and let your shoulders fall. Again, we often hold a lot of tension in our neck, shoulders, jaw. Everybody does it. You can just let those shoulders drop a little bit more. And as you let your shoulders drop, you can become aware of your upper arms, down to your lower arms and your hands. What sensations can you feel in those? Can you feel a pleasant tingling? Your hands might feel alive, tingling, might feel warm, might feel cold. How do your hands feel? And then we can go down to our stomach. Let that stomach soften. I can't see any of you, all your cameras are off, so just let that stomach relax. No need to hold it in. Just let it go. Let everything soften. And then we can go down to our sitting bones, to our bottom. And wherever we're sat, whether we're sat on a chair, we're sat on cushions, or maybe on a bed or on the floor, feel the contact points with the ground. That could be your sitting bones and your bottom, the soles of your feet, it could be the whole of your back, the backs of your legs, it could be your knees or your shins on the floor, and the upper part of your foot. Feel that contact and feel that support, that groundedness. You're safe, gravity is supporting you. You can almost sink into the earth knowing that it'll be there and it will support you. How does that feel to be grounded? Then we could go to the tops of our legs, to our thighs. Very often we can hold tensions in the top of our thighs. Try and relax them. Soften them up. Let the muscles relax. And we can go down to our knees. It's not always easy to imagine your knees. If you find you can't feel that sensation, it is okay just to reach your hand down and touch it, and then you'll have the sensation of touch, so you kind of know where your knees are. And then down to our shins. Maybe you can feel clothing against your legs, softness of the material, and the warmth. And then we can go to the tops of the feet. If you're sitting in meditation on cushions, you'll feel the contact with the floor. If you're laying down, you might feel the contact of your heels on the ground. Or if you're sitting, you might feel the soles of your feet. What's going on in your feet? Are they warm? Are they cool? Are they tingly? If they're feeling a little bit crampy, that's fine to move around. To avoid cramps, sometimes it helps to wear extra socks or just put a blanket over your feet. You could give your toes a little wiggle. Can you feel your toes? Can you feel each individual toe? Some people can. I can feel my big toe. I kind of know where my little toe is. The ones in the middle are a bit of a blur. And if you find yourself drifting off to sleep, well, actually, do you know what? Congratulate yourself. It must mean that you're very, very relaxed. Although the aim of the body meditation is not to go to sleep, but it can happen. And that's fine. There's no right or wrong. Then if we move back up the body, And if we move to the heart space, to the heart centre, somewhere here on your chest. Again, take a few deep breaths in and out. Can you feel your heart centre? Some people can very easily. Others will think, what on earth is she talking about? That's fine. If it's hard to feel it, then try and think of something that you really like doing, or somebody that you really like being with, a good friend, or even a pet, a dog or a cat. And just think how it makes you feel to be with them. It kind of feels warm and pleasant. For me, when I think of that, it almost feels like I've got butterflies in my tummy as well, like a little bit of excitement. Just here today to notice the sensations in our body. So how does that heart centre feel? Is it feeling quite open today? Or is it feeling a little bit closed and a little bit wary? Maybe even a little bit sleepy and not quite awake yet? And while we're sat here doing a body scan, just know that there are people meditating for us around the world. There are lots of people out there sending loving kindness our way. Just as we send it out to them, they send it back again. Just take a moment to feel all those feelings of loving kindness coming from all over the world. Just take them in and let them nourish your body. Accept them as a generous gift. And again, just keeping that gentle focus on the breath. Breathing in, breathing out, and letting go. And if it helps as you breathe, you can say to yourself as you breathe in here, and as you breathe out now. So we're here, and we're now. And just take a little moment to check any points of tension in your body, whether they're built up in your shoulders, your jaw, neck, thighs, stomach. Just check the areas that get tense for you. Just bring your attention down to it and just see if you can let it soften that little bit. And just focusing on that breath. Can you feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest as you're breathing? Or maybe you notice it in your shoulders. And just feel those really subtle movements of the breath coming in and the breath going out. And we don't need to force it, it just happens, it's just natural. As we're coming towards the close of the meditation, You can ask yourself, how am I feeling now? Do I feel any different to when I started? You might feel exactly the same. You might be drifting off to sleep, or you might be raring to go for Monday morning. And just bring ourselves back to the sounds in your room. Maybe you can hear the clock ticking. Maybe you can hear traffic outside. As everybody starts to wake up and get ready for the Monday morning. You might notice the aromas in your room. As we bring our awareness gently back and start to open your eyes. And just sit for a moment and enjoy the fruits of that meditation. Just enjoy the feelings and the sensations. So that's our body scan, our body meditation. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's been a pleasure as always. I shall see you next Monday. If you want to carry on sitting, then that's absolutely fine. You might want to just mute me or turn me off so that you can carry on meditating undisturbed. I'm wishing you all a really good morning and hope that you all have a fantastic start to your week. Thanks Isabel and Chris, and welcome to Rachel who joined us a little bit later. Yeah, thanks guys, and I'll see you all soon. Take care. Thank you, Lynn. Take care. See you next week. Okay, bye-bye.